Welcome back, everyone, to episode 12 of our continuing look at Final Fantasy VI. Full disclosure, my favorite two words on the channel, of course. I actually had to take an extended break from this particular series for one very important reason. Doing the voice acting parts for both Kefka and Gao damaged my throat. There's no easy way to put it, because if you had watched any of the episodes that I had released over the summer months, you might have noticed that my voice was a little bit strained, and in a couple of cases might have cracked a few times while I was doing some commentary on some videos. And that was very much because I had damaged my throat doing those particular parts. As it is, I believe I'm going to end up modifying how I perform some of those parts just to prevent something like that from happening again. It was fun doing Kefka and that kind of screamy voice that I had been doing. Gal I wasn't nearly as enamored with because it sounded a little bit too much like Kefka. That said, we're probably going to modify those so that I don't have to take any extended breaks from this series to let my throat recover. But I have gotten back to normal. My throat isn't suffering quite as bad as it had been the last couple of months after I had stopped. And I think I had gotten up to the point where I had been recording through about 11 episodes and stopped sometime in June 2023 in order to just let my throat recover and get back to normal. Anyway, the good news is this particular episode probably won't have any speaking parts for either of those characters, because we've actually gotten to a point in the game where the characters have access to an airship and they can fly around to any part of the game map and do pretty much anything that they hadn't already been able to do up to this point. So, one of the important things that we need to take care of right away is there is access to a particular character that you find in Narshe that I had been wondering about for a while now, because we had not picked him up during the defense of Narshe against Kefka in, I think it was episode 7. We do get to actually get him here, and part of this episode is not only going to be getting Mog, the moogle, obviously is who I'm talking about, but also moving around the game map to all of the different biomes that you can learn dances for. There are 8 in total that you can get for Mog, and of them, you can access 7 of them right now. The only one that you cannot do is the one for the snowfield, which is the most bizarre thing of all, because of course you find him in Narshe, which is a snow-covered town. But you don't ever actually get to do any outdoor fights in the World of Balance. You have to come back to Narshe during the World of Ruin with Mog in order to get the 8th dance. We're going to try to get all 7 of them in this episode and do a couple of other little cleanup things. So that may take up the entire hour, but let's go ahead and get started. So I know there's a story beat that we have to take part in here, and there we go. It's going to start right away. We've been waiting for you. Please follow me. I guess that's a guard. Maybe I should be a little more gruff. We've been waiting for you. Please follow me. Hey, it's Banon, whose voice changed twice while I was recording those original episodes. Let's see if I can get it right. I think I was doing him really soft when I was originally doing that part, and then it kind of changed to old man, and it was like, man, there are a lot of old men that I have to do voice parts for. We'll just go back to the soft guy. Oh, you're here. The people of Narshe have finally decided to fight the Empire. How did things go in Vector? No one's talking, he's just nodding. I see. We've been trying to work out a plan to make use of Narshe's resources and Figaro's machinery, but we just don't have enough troops to storm the Empire. We have to open the sealed gate. Terra, noticeably separated by the group for that. The gate to the Esper world? It's like, yo, I don't want to do that. We'll never beat the Empire without their help. The sealed gate lies to the Empire's east. When we open it, the Espers can attack from there, while we launch an invasion from the north. Yeah, but you're assuming a lot, dude, that the Espers are actually going to help you? You don't know that. I don't know who's talking here. Maybe it's Sabin, I guess. An attack on 2 fronts. We must re-establish the bond of trust that once existed between humans and espers. The espers must be made to understand, and there is only one among us who can make them. We're looking at you, green-haired girl. I don't know who's saying that. If human and espers were truly incompatible, I would never... Oh, it's in Terra's... Okay. If humans and espers were never truly incompatible, I would never have been born. I'll do it. I'm the only one who can. By the way, it was a conscious decision to make her sound a little bit like Sad Girl, because most of the game she is really conflicted and sad. I think I was doing him as an old man.
Now we are left with no choice but to take up arms against the Empire. I suppose this was inevitable.
If we can get the espers to understand, we can put an end to this war once and for all. Terra, I know you can do it. The sealed gate lies far to the Empire's east, but they keep it under tight surveillance. Please, find a way to slip through and open the gate. Alright, so now we actually have a mission. After we escaped the Empire, it seemed like our only goal was get away and then go wander around the map to find the next mission point. And this game, you go to Narshe and they basically tell you exactly what you need to do. Alright, so there are a couple of shops that we can go hit up, and they will have some equipment that we can actually put on the party. I don't know if they have anything for Setzer. Not that I'm worried. I don't think we're going to end up keeping him in the party once we do get access to Mog. We already talked to him once before. What you got? Earrings, which we have 4 pairs of, and that's good for now because we have 2 characters that would be our primary mages. That would be Terra and Celeste. The sniper eye, I have it equipped on Gal. Hermes sandals, we have 2 pairs and only 1 person using it. Wow, that's weird. 1 reflect ring that we already have equipped, and 1 equipped black belt. Oh, I didn't mean to buy that. Oops. I've forgotten the controls in the intervening months between the last time I recorded and today, so I do apologize. Alright, let's go to the weapon shop. Might not be much of anything in here, but we'll check. Poison rods. We don't have anyone in the party that can equip a rod right now. That doesn't mean that's going to last. We actually do it in probably the next 2 episodes. Find someone who can equip those. Trident, which I think that's an outdated weapon for Edgar at this point. And then everything's going to show up as a better weapon option for Locke because he's unequipped. We can get another long-range weapon, which is the Hawkeye. Versatile weapon, it can be swung or thrown. What that means is I think it performs differently based on whether or not you're in the front or back row. So you can equip it as a long-range weapon, or you can use it as a front row weapon. We already have a Sakura for Shadow. And we could pick up 1 for Locke, and then he can equip it if he gets back in the party anytime soon and use it as he pleases. He can be in the front or back row. Let's go ahead and step out and find the armor shop, which has some goodies. I think it's up here somewhere. Oh, maybe not. Where are we? I know it's here somewhere. Up here? Maybe? Or is this... No? What's down here? Anything? No. Some of these rooms that don't seem to have a purpose are probably purpose-built for the second half when you get to the World of Ruin, so I'm not surprised that there are some areas that don't seem to have any meaning at this point in time. They will eventually. It can't be in here. This is just the item shop. Now, important to note, they do show you a lot of options for stuff to pick up for Shadow. I believe you can equip, or you can actually add him to the party again at this point in the game. I'm not 100% on that. A lot of times it has to do with going to the right place with only 3 people and then having Shadow decide he wants to offer his services to you for the time being. And in all cases, he will leave at a random interval. I think I had mentioned in previous episodes that it had to do with the amount of money you had earned, but apparently it has to do with hitting a particular trigger point in the story progression. And at that point, every fight that you get in, he has a 1 in 16 chance of just saying, all right, he's fulfilled his contract, and then just leaves. All right, there it is. I knew I was going to find it eventually. I was about to give up. Here we go. Alright, what do you got? He has golden shields, which, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people can use, and we only have 1. So that would be a good investment. Let's go ahead and get 4. And green berets. We already have tons of those. Mithril helms, which we opted not to use because the green beret, even if it may be more defensively sound than the green beret, the mithril helm, it doesn't give you the boost to health. It's kind of a trade-off. If you get the golden helm, which is a better option than even the mithril helm, you will have an improvement in the amount of defense, but you also lose that health. And the health, in some cases, might be better. Man, I'm torn on that. I think I'm just going to leave it as is for the time being. If we're really getting rocked in a couple of episodes, maybe we can go back and revisit that. The power sash, however, we do want to pick up a couple of. Let's see, we can get 1, 2 for now that we would actively use. And it turns out there are a bunch of people in the party who are going to be able to get an even better set of armor in the very near future in an area that we're going to be traveling to during this episode. We may or may not actually get a bunch of them. We may end up getting none of them, but we're going to give it a shot. All right, so now that we've hit up all the shops, what we want to do is we want to come down here to this room, which is where all those random chests were, and I think this guy right here tells you, hey, everything in there is up for grabs, but there is one chest that you can't unlock at this time. Well, let's see if that's still the case. Gah! Caught in the act! Hey, you!
I'm Lone Wolf the Pickpocket. This treasure's mine now.
See ya. Alright, so there he is. Gah! He's going to head north, and we want to follow him as much as we can. Come on, get out of the way. There he is. Basically, all we got to do here to catch up is just keep going north. There he is.
Persistent, aren't you?
Yeah. Hello. All right. I think we go this way? Yeah, we couldn't go this way when we started the game because our character model was in the Magitech armor, and I guess that's too big to go through that particular tunnel. Probably nothing terribly tough here because this is all the beginning enemies that you fought at the very start of the game. We'll just go ahead and mash through this. Important to note, because we have not used Terra since she rejoined the party after showing that, you know, she was in fact an esper. She has an ability called Trance. The way that the Trance ability works is every time you fight an enemy group and gain AP, that AP adds to a counter that you never actually see, an invisible counter, and over time, the amount of time that she can stay in her trance mode goes up based on the number of AP points you've earned since the last time you cast trance or activated trance. She turns into her esper form, gains increased attack damage, and more importantly, increased magic damage. It doesn't last very long if you use it right away, so if we were to say do it right now, and we'll do it just to show what it does, basically. How do I change the person? There we go. Oh, that won't even let me do it now. Okay. It might take a couple of fights before we actually have enough AP to activate it. But yeah, if you do it right away when you first have access to the trance mode, it lasts maybe one turn, and then she turns back to human form. Basically, it's a little bar that you'll see pop up on screen while you're in trance mode that tells you how long before she'll turn back to human. Well, oh, we saw something very important and I skipped away. Oh, I'm an idiot. Let's see if we can get it back. Look. Oh, there he is. So that character that just popped up there is a Yeti named Umaru. And he is a secret character that you can unlock in the game. You don't actually get access to him in the World of Balance. You have to come back during the later half of the game, and then you'll get access to him. I don't think there's a particular path we gotta follow. We just get up to the top. And here we go. So, just in case somehow I botch this, I'm gonna save state. So I don't want to accidentally botch this and not get access to Mog.
That's far enough. Come one step closer and the moogle gets it.
So you can actually wait, and Mog will just get up on his own. There he goes. Go! I have no idea how I'm going to do Mog.
Got a wild one. Ah!
He did his dance.
You'll never get this gold hairpin.
So here's the choice, and the choice should be very obvious. If you go to Lone Wolf, you get the gold hairpin. If you go to Mog, you get Mog as a party member. Do not pick the golden hairpin. Thanks, Kubo! You can talk. A moogle who speaks the words of men and can summon the earth's power through his dance. Mog. Besides the myriad dances he can do, Mog is very important because he is, if not the strongest magic user in the entire game, he is one of the top ones. And I do need Rama taught me your language, Kubo! He kept showing up in my dreams and telling me to help you, Kubo! So I'm gonna help you, Kubo!
If that's how it's gonna be, then take this!
See ya. I'll wait for the airship, Kubo! Now, I don't think this is the case now, but you do need to come back at some point, and Valigarmonda here, or Tritalk from the original SNES version, does turn into Magicite, and you can pick that up, and I believe it teaches you all of the third level elemental spells, so you're talking Blizzaga, Firaga, and Thundaga. I had to remember what the suffix was on all three. Yeah, we can't do it right now. We have to come back in the World of Ruin to do it. Alright, so we have access to Mog. We're going to run back to the airship now, because that was all we had to do in town, was getting that particular character in the party. And we'll go ahead and bid farewell to Setzer, who is of use to no one ever. He's a terrible character. There are people who would say that the worst character in the game is in fact Umaru, because of course if you actually get him in your party, you can't control what he does. He just does whatever he feels like. That's nice, but his attacks do a ton of damage, and there's no random chance that it'll accidentally hit someone else or try to trigger death and not actually work. Setzer, unfortunately, is based a lot on percentages because, of course, he's a gambler, so percentages are his life. And when you have an ability that allows you to run a slot machine, one of those slot options can actually kill everyone in your team, why would you ever do that? I believe you can actually change his ability by equipping a relic at some point that allows you to just throw money at enemies to harm them. But think about that. Why would you throw money away? That's a terrible idea. I get it. There are games that have actually made that one of the most powerful skills in the entire game. I'm talking about games in Final Fantasy that have that ability and allow you to do it, and do it quite effectively. I never want to do it in this game. I like having money. It allows me to do things, important things. Alright, let's go ahead and head on out to the airship. Again, one of the things that we're going to try to do right away, just to beef up Mog and make him a more useful member of the party, is we're going to go ahead and do as many of the regions that we can access as possible. And it will involve moving around the map a little bit, but first things first, let's get him. How do I get in the ship? Is that it? There we go. And there he is. Kababo! Kind of sounds like Yoshi. Alright, so we had Sabin in the group. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. We had Terra in the group. We had Gao in the group. And now we will have Mog, who is way over-leveled for the rest of the group. That's just the way it is. Let's do this real quick. Unequip everyone who's not currently in the party, so we'll take Setzer's equipment away from him. And go ahead and put some stuff on Mog. He already comes with a spear and shield. I think that may be the best piece of... Well, no, it's not. You can actually get more damage out of the trident. We'll give him a golden shield. We'll give him... Yeah, the green brace, the best option. And he can wear a mithril vest. And I think everyone else can put on... Well, no, he can't. But he can put on a power sash. That's one of the things that we were going to do. Give a power sash to him. No gold shields for him. She has all of the golden equipment on already. And she also has the blood sword. Alright, so we want to teach Mog some spells as well while we're wandering around. Let's see what we can teach right now that will be of use. Kieran is probably a good starter because it teaches you a bunch of healing spells. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and land because we can go into the caves, take the wheel, and learn one of the dances right away. That easy. We can also just walk around the field and learn one. So we just get one fight, finish it, and then Mog will know the dance of the region. It's that easy. Mastered a new dance. You hate to say it because it almost... It feels dirty coming out of your mouth saying so, but I kind of think maybe they should have made it a little bit harder to learn dances because it happens so quickly and there's so few of them for Mog to learn that you basically finish all of his progression in his ability as soon as you start the game. Oh, we don't want to go that way. We want to go up this way. I mean, maybe make it so that he has to fight 2 or 3 times in the region before he learns it. Which wouldn't be that big of a change in what you have to do. But I think it would be enough to justify how easy it is to actually learn those abilities. And... oh, he might have already had the cave. Well, let's see. Abilities for Mog. Yep, he already had it. So Twilight Requiem. We almost certainly learned that at the very beginning of the game when we did the defense section where Locke joined the Mogs, or Moogles, and helped defend Terra against the guard coming and attacking. So that one he already knew. We now know Wind Rhapsody, which is the kind of grassy area, plains areas of the overworld map. We can go do another quick 2 without even leaving the main continent that we're on right now. Basically, all we got to do is we go to the desert area and we find a forest area and we go fight in those, and he'll learn 2 more dances real quick. And we'll go ahead and demonstrate one. We'll do Twilight Requiem, which I believe you actually have a bonus to it actually successfully working if you use the region's dance while you're in that region. I'm not 100% on that. Basically what happens is as soon as Mog starts dancing, whatever region is associated with the dance he's doing, the background changes to match. So I think they made it so that if you do it in the same region, it's a little bit easier because you're not changing assets. I don't think that's why it works, but that is just in my memory kind of what happens. So here's the forest. This will be pretty quick. We'll kind of get to the edge here so that we can transition straight to the desert. We don't have an associated dance. We'll just do Wind Rhapsody. And he falls on his face. Yeah, if he stumbles, he doesn't actually begin the dance. Again, if you do a dance successfully one time, he'll continue to do all of his attacks without fail. That's the only catch in using dances, is the fact that you have to complete the very first attack move while you're performing the dance, or else it won't start working. Now let's try Forest Nocturne. And it failed again. Alright, one more time. Forest Nocturne, come on. Oh, never mind, not even gonna need to. And now we have the 4th dance. I believe that's all we can learn on this continent for now. The other 4 that we're missing would be, there is one for fighting in urban environments, there's one for fighting underwater, there's one for fighting in mountains, and the snowfield one, which we can't do right now. So we can do urban, we can do mountain, and we can do the underwater ones. The easier of those 3 is going to be the urban one and the mountain one. The hard one is going to be the underwater one, because it's going to involve us going to the Serpent Trench, going through that, and then making our way all the way back to the airship. Not easy. Templar. Let's do Wind Rhapsody since we're out on the plains. Again, a successful dance is very effective and very powerful usually, which is why I never understood why they chose to give Mog and Edgar spears, which are best used by characters that actually do the jumping attack, gifted by the Dragoon boots. Terrible choice. They should have made someone else use a spear. Like Locke. Make Locke the spear user. I don't care if he's not a traditional knight. His utility is basically stealing from people, and that's it. Alright, so I want to go to... where is it? Zozo, right there. This is where we will go to get the urban environment, and I believe we can just do it in the open area right here. If not, we might have to go into one of the buildings. Oh, it's everyone's favorite guy, Hilgigus. Alright, attack. And I don't have anything we can do, but we'll try Wind Rhapsody. It probably won't work. Stray Cat. Oh, look at that. It worked. I don't believe this affects his chances to learn a dance if it changes the region as a result of doing a dance. But we'll find out, right? It might. All right, this time we'll just do a fight and see if that works, and if it doesn't, we'll go inside a building to see if we can learn the dance here. I believe it's called Love Sonata or something like that. Just attack, attack. Oh, that did not work at all. Blood Sword not working too great on some enemies. There it is. So yes, if you use a dance while trying to learn another dance and you end up changing the region, you won't learn the dance you're supposed to do. All right, so he has, let's see, it was, if I was right, Love Sonata or Love Rondo? Love Serenade. I was in the right neighborhood. It was a love theme of some kind. And since we're going to have to fight, let's go ahead and use that and see what happens. Love Serenade. He does a ghostly attack. Ooh. Huh? It just confused him. Good job, idiot. Yeah, just attack. Whatever. Again, once you start the dance, kind of like Gal's Rages, you no longer have control over what he does. He just continues doing the dance until either the end of the fight or he dies. If he does die, then you don't have to worry about anything because you can redo whatever his previous command was, or his next command was going to be. So if you don't want to do a dance anymore, you can stop the dance there. Of course, you also have to face the facts that you let a character die and all the problems that come along with that. Alright, so Sabin learned all of the basic elemental spells, and I believe he was using Bismarck, which taught him those at a ridiculously fast rate, but he still has to learn Life, or Raise, rather. So he might be with that for a while, and it's a really good one for him because it builds up his strength. He needs that strength stat real bad. I mean, it's not like he's not already strong, but his moves usually have a strength base to their stat. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is we want to go find Mount Colts, which I gotta remember where it is. Alright, we had to go through the caves here to this part of the map, and then there was a cave somewhere over here. There it is. This should lead us to Mount Colts, and then we just have to fight outside to learn the mountain dance. Yep, here we go. I don't know if you can do anything on that first screen. I think you have to actually go outside into the next part of the area. And this would also be a good place to learn the one dance move if you didn't already have the caves, Twilight Requiem, which won't be the case. We already know it. See ya. If you do snare and it works, it's an insta-kill move. I tend not to use those when I can help it because they're not a guaranteed success. I don't know what the status is that's affected by that. I think it's one specific protection that enemies have called death or KO. It's KO. Alright, so let's go with... You know, there's one that I hadn't been using. I want to say it was Anguiform. If I can find it. I may not have actually learned it. Yeah, I don't think I have learned it. Because you have to go through the Serpent Trench once, and then you can come back to the Veldt and actually learn it. We don't want to do anything like that. No. Attack. Yeah, just attack. There we go. That should be number 6. There we go. Now he knows everything except for the underwater dance and the snow dance. And the snow dance we can't do right now. So this may end up eating up the rest of the episode trying to learn the underwater dance. And I think this may be the only chance you can actually learn it, is to actually do the Serpent Trench. So we got to figure out where that is. I believe it's on the eastern continent over this way. All right, so that was Doma. I think we just passed over. It looks like it. Yep. And then the Imperial encampment was right here. So we want to head for Barren Falls, which we do this way. That's Phantom Forest. And Barren Falls is right here. Yes. All right. So let's go and land. We're going to save because this may end up chewing up the rest of the episode. A lot of work just to get one dance, I realize. Yes. Maybe not even worthwhile. But we're going to do it. So I don't think you can learn it by fighting down the falls, because I don't even think you repeat the actions that you took the first time you went down the falls. I think you jump in and immediately land on the veldt. Dive into the falls. Jump. And then we get the same dramatic jump, and right now Sabin's having deja vu because he was here last time they did this. In fact, he's the only one who was here that last time. We're back to the best music in the game. Fight me. You know it's true. Hey, a new Dan, our new rage. He can learn Helgigas. Yoink. I don't think I had that. In fact, I know I didn't have that. I didn't have these either, so if he comes back, that's even better. Do not dance. If you dance here, he will hit Gal, and Gal will run away. Yeah, be very careful about that stuff. They may have changed it. It may be that when he reappears, everyone just goes back to their default so that you can actually avoid hitting him by accident. But you're better off just not using any dances here if you're trying to learn anything. But we now learned Gobbledygook, Harvester, or whatever the other one was, and then Helgigas. So we don't have to worry about that. I was planning, if we had time in this episode, to go through this particular area for a little bit and try to learn some new rages, but I think we're going to be stuck trying to get back to the ship, the airship, for the rest of the episode. So we just want to focus on doing this part. Jump. Also another chance to do any sections of the Serpent Trench that we may have missed the first time. I don't remember what options I picked each time. I think we'll just leave it on whatever it defaults to and see what happens. I think everyone we had in the party at that point was at like 15 or 16, and now they're much higher, so we shouldn't have any problems beating any of these enemies. Which means I'm going to have a ton of problems beating these enemies. I don't know. Do satellite. I want to change the... Oh, no! Don't do that attack anymore. Sonic Boom! Can I change characters? Yeah. Let's not have Mog fight right now. No. No, I don't want you to fight. You're helping the enemy. Don't do that. Learn a new dance. There we go. Now he can actually do something in this area. And I'll say this. A lot of the Mode 7 effects in this game work pretty rough. Because, of course, the Game Boy Advance wasn't designed with Mode 7 in mind. I don't even know if it actually has the ability to do it. It may just simulate it or emulate it. In which case, you know, it's going to be kind of the same, but not really. I don't know what to do here. Let's do... Moo. Oh, crap. Oh, this was a bad idea. Let's do Rising Phoenix. Quick, do some damage, please. And I'm going to stop using Blood Sword as soon as we can get Terra to equip something else, because it's really not doing much damage. Uh-oh. Don't hit everyone! Oh. Again, you cannot do anything to access your menu while you're in the trench. You have to wait till you get to another cave if you want to heal up, or you can just heal mid-fight, which we'll do here now. Back to my old ways. I'm licking my thumb every time I try to do blitz. Old habits die hard. Do you have any healing spells yet? No, you don't. I think it's over. It's over. Come on, get to a cave. We took the most circuitous portion of the Serpent Trench, I guess, instead of hitting a cave. Cave, 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 cave. Don't spin in circles! What are you doing? I'll leave it left. I don't know what to do. Hit a cave. No caves. Alright, magic. You need to heal Sabin real bad. And you need to do something that will help us right now and not later. Yeah, sure. Let's see if Magnitude 8 will work. I bet it hits none of them. I think they're all flying characters. Flying even though they're in the water. Do it. Hit one of them. Okay, so it didn't hit the jellyfish. Whatever. Haha. Get thee to a cave, sir. I know I hit a cave the first time I played this area. Why is it taking so long? This is what I get for not trying to pick a different path each time. We'll do Imperial Soldier, see what happens. Do Force Nocturne. I want to see that one. Or not. Whatever. Cave. Cave. There's a cave. Or are we done? Oh, we're done. Okay. So then all we got to do is charter the boat back to the main continent, the western continent. I don't even know if that's... I don't know what they call that. The Figaro continent? Yep. Hop aboard. Let's go. Chugga, 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 chugga. I think that city is still occupied. So they may drop us outside of South Figaro, not necessarily in South Figaro. Also, I'm not 100% certain, but I think the boat sprite might be the same as what was used in either 4 or 5. Or if not, just really similar looking. Whoa, what are you doing? Ships crawling with Imperial... or towns crawling with Imperial troops. Gotta slip through without being seen. Okay. Uh-oh. What is this? Are we changing into a merchant outfit? Oh. Well, there you go. Use caution. See you. So I was wondering how they would resolve that. It's been a very long time since I've tried doing this portion of the game just to learn the dance. Truth be told, Mog was never my favorite character because I felt like he was a lesser version of Gal because he only learns the 8 dances, and it turns out Gal learns so many different abilities. So to get to where we want to be... How do I do that? I think I have to go... Oh, do I have to go all the way back to the Lathe River? I might have to. Uh-oh. How do I do that? I'm stumped. I have no idea how you get back to the Eastern Continent. I don't think it's a boat. Okay, just burn everyone down. I might have to take a second here and just consult the old cheats to figure out what I gotta do to get back to my airship. It's possible, because I know I've done it before. I just gotta remember what you gotta do. If it's a ship that takes you to a town, or if you gotta go all the way back to the Lathe River, which is at the returner's hideout, which I might want to turn around and check. That might be it. Oh, let's do trance real quick and show you what it looks like. There you go. And then you can see her active time bar. Oh, no. Yeah, that has turned into a countdown, which is not very long because, again, we have not used her enough to build up a healthy bar. She may not even get to attack. Nope, she can get to attack. And it only lasts until you finish the battle, and then she goes back to her normal human form for the next fight. And again, because she used it with so little AP, she's gone back down to basically no points on the trance meter. So really, the key utility for trance mode is to wait until you get to a boss fight and then convert. And once you do that, she'll have the extra damage from using her spells that really makes it worthwhile. Is this how we got to the returner hideout? How did we get to the returner hideout? I think I botched a blitz there. Oh, I got it right. Interesting. You're dead. So that just takes us to Colts, Mount Colts. But you go through there, and... No, because we come back out, and then we go to... Where do we go from there? No. Okay, so yeah, that does take you back to... There's an exit on the other side. That takes you up to the returner's hideout. And from there, you get to Lathe River. And I really should just look this up so I don't waste a bunch of time. All right, we're back. I looked it up. Yes, I screwed up. I should not have taken the boat to South Figaro. What I should have done is I should have gotten out of Nikea because you could walk back to the Eastern Continent from there. Well, it's been so long since I've done that. I don't remember every little thing you have to do to learn all the dances and all the special tricks. That said, it's not impossible to get back to where we want to go. All I have to do is go back through Mount Colts, get back to Lathe River, and then we just ride it to the Eastern Continent. It's a little more walking, but it's not going to take forever. Might take the rest of this episode, but we'll get there eventually. I suppose what we could do in the meantime is talk about the party lineup that I tend to use while I'm playing this game just on my own time and not for a long play. What I usually do is I usually have Sabin as my party leader because I like using the Bum Rush or Phantom Rush when I have the option. I usually have Shadow in the party because I really liked his high evasion stat. And as I mentioned before, when I get him in the party, what I tend to do is I give him the Dragoon Boots and also the Dragon Horn. And what the Dragon Horn does is it allows you, when you do a jump attack, to hit the enemy and then go back up in the air a second time and immediately re-attack. And it can work up to 4 times per attempt at a jump. It doesn't hit every single time multiple times. Sometimes it'll do it once, maybe twice, and then that's it. Sometimes it'll do it 3 times. Sometimes it'll do it all 4. I believe it is a randomized chance. There's nothing that guarantees that it'll ever work. Earth Blues, I think, is this area. Yep. Hit them all. Now just hit the bird. Will that hit the bird at all? Yes, it did. Ooh, ton of damage, too. Oh, yeah, I was going to take that weapon off. That is not helping us right now. And she got her health back, but that doesn't mean anything. All right, so we have not been poisoned, I don't think, up to this point at all. If we have, it's been one time, maybe. You do have to cure that once you get out of the fight because it will stay as a status effect on the character, and every time you take a step, you take damage. So as soon as you get a chance, you got to take take care of that. And let us put something better on her immediately. I'm going to go with Flame Tongue. I think that is the most guaranteed of all three of those to actually do damage to an enemy. Not completely guaranteed, but more guaranteed. Alright, so I use Sabin, I use Shadow, because I like stealing as much as I possibly can when I play through this game. I usually have Locke as a third-party member, and I believe I usually do it the same way that we're doing in this game, where I give him a Genji glove, and make sure that he has the Thief's Glove and the Brigand's Glove on, or the Thief's Bracer and the Brigand's Glove, so that he can mug enemies as opposed to just stealing from them. So he does double hits and double steal attempts every single time he attacks. And then the fourth character is sometimes kind of a toss-up. It depends on how I'm playing the game that particular time, if I'm going magic heavy, if I'm going physical attack heavy. Sometimes I do Cyan, which I know doesn't necessarily sound like the greatest idea because he is a purely physical character, and sometimes those attacks just don't work out so well at the end of the game. Sometimes I do Go-Go because you can use him to repeat some stuff that other characters do. But yeah, usually the core three are Sabin, Edgar, and Shadow. Oh, and occasionally I'll do Gal. Not always. I know there's a trick that you can do that tends to make Gal kind of a game winner, I believe called Wind God Gal, where you basically repeat using a particular rage that makes him do a wind attack. And honestly, I don't remember what the setup for that is, but they patched that out of this version of the game, so you're not going to be able to do it. Also, I think they fixed Go-Go so that Go-Go cannot take part, because I think Go-Go might have had to have been part of that. No, we don't want to do that, just attack. Oh man, quit poisoning my people. In fact, I think when I did use Gal, most of the time what I would do, because if you learn the Rage for Tyrannosaur in the World of Ruin, Tyrannosaur allows you to cast Meteor, and Meteor just does a ton of damage to everyone when you actually get it to activate. And I think every Rage that you activate in the game does 2 attacks. So it's a 50-50 chance that you're going to cast Meteor when you use him, when you use Tyrannosaur as the Rage. It's basically a hit all the enemies for maximum damage spell that you can cast for free over and over 50% of the time. Why wouldn't you do that? There we go. I believe there's a cave that we go into all the way down where we fought Vargas. And that's how we got to get through. And then we got to go through Lathe River, and yeah, a lot of stuff that we could have avoided if I had just paid attention and gotten out at Nike. That's right, it's giving all these characters the chance to learn some of their spells from the espers. Nothing wrong with that. I think what we'll do is we'll just run the episode up to the point where I actually get back to the airship, and then we'll go ahead and call it there. We'll call this the Acquiring Mog episode, or I don't know what the episode's actually going to be called. Moogle Mastery sounds good. There we go. We're not getting a ton of AP. Now, one of the easiest areas to get AP quickly in the World of Balance is actually in the Phantom Forest, because you go in there and you actually use the ghosts that you can fight in the kind of overworld-ish area when you're actually in the woods. And you can learn quite a bit of magic, because every time you get in a fight with just one ghost, they give you 3 AP, and you kill them fast, because it was one of the early enemies in the game. Here we go. And this should be the exit, right? Right? Yep. Alright, this would have been a good time to have the Moogle charm if we wanted to just cut straight to the area we needed to get to, but I don't even know if you can get the Moogle charm yet. I think you have to come back in the World of Ruin to actually pick it up. I gotta imagine at some point here in the next couple of episodes, Sabin is going to learn his next Blitz, which I don't think he has learned anything past Rising Phoenix. Let's double check that. Yeah, that's the only one he knows at this point. And I think he's got, what's it called, Logomorph coming up, or not Logomorph. It's one of the ones that allows him to heal. I can't remember what the name is in the remake version. I think people are still in here. Guess we'll find out. Even though it got invaded. Yep. People are still in here. Guys, you should leave. The Empire's coming. Run. Save yourselves. Now, how do I get out? There's a passage behind a bookcase, right? Up here? Save point. I think it's there. I guess I'll find out in a second. Let's go ahead and save. This way? This way. Alright, so I take this down to Lathe River. Funny enough, if I had actually gone this way first to Lathe River, we could have learned the water dance here as well. And yes, we're going to fight all the way through this as well. But this is another chance to learn any of the enemies that I might not have had before. Let's do Water Harmony. El Nino. And that healed them. Okay, don't do that again. Water attack, bad against water-based enemies. Got it. And let's see if I remember which way to go. Left? No, I went right. That was the wrong way. I pressed left on the D-pad and it went to right. That did not make sense. Alright, do anything but Water Harmony. That'll work. Oh, when I get a chance, I need to check everyone's espers and see if they need to change. I think everyone had one that had to get at least 50 AP to finish. Templar. Attack. Attack. Just attacks. It's over. I have no idea where I've gone. All right, I think we're on the right path, even though I meant to go left, and it turns out maybe this was the right way all along. Aha! Save point. I don't think we really need anything. Maybe just a handful of hit points. And what else was it going to change? There was one thing I was going to change, and I already forgot what it was. Oh, yeah, I was going to check the esper levels for everyone. 78, so he hasn't finished his yet. She's probably not done. Whoa. She's done. Yep. All right, so let's get her learning. Curious to dispel. That might not be a bad idea for her. Although I do like the idea of learning ones that you pick up very quickly. What are you doing? Get back in there. That's a good one for her as well. All right, so we'll do Shiva for her. He's still learning Cura, and I think you can learn it faster here, so let's do that. And then Phantom, I think he's done for that one. Gravity, Berserk, Vanish. Yep. All right, so let's move on to something else you can learn fast. Fast. Yes, I like that. All right, there we go. Everyone's kitted out. I think it's more important if you're going to be spending time giving characters espers early on to focus more on just learning magic quickly. And then later in the game, if you're actually focused on the stat bonuses that you gain every level, picking specific ones for the characters that you want to level up a certain way. I do think the way that I used to do it was I would give Sabin, when he was kind of my main character in the game, either strength or stamina boosting ones. Let's go up. I don't know which way to go. I think that might have been wrong. I usually gave him strength and stamina boosting ones. I used to give, I think, Gal ones that either boosted stamina or magic. And I always gave Locke, who is the third that was usually a regular in the party, speed. Because I wanted him trying to steal just nonstop, constantly stealing. And I think the same might have been for Shadow. I used to give him speed. Just go ahead and hit. Get it done. Get it done. Fight. Yeah, just one in a big circle. It's alright, we'll get there. Fight. These are easy fights. Shouldn't be any problem getting them done. Left. Shouldn't be anything here we need. Maybe heal again. Oh, well, we'll use eye drops on poor Mog there. And then a quick heal from Mog for everybody. Now let's see if I was right. I said he is one of the most potent magic users in the game. Let's double check that. 35 compared to, well, Terra's better right now. And so is, well, Gal's close. It may be one of those things that the more you level up Mog, the faster that particular stat goes up than other characters. But what I remember of the character was that his magic stat tends to be one of the highest in the game. Now, you would expect that Terra and Celeste also have really high magic stats because they are infused characters. Or in the case of Terra, I guess she's actually half esper, so she has an innate ability. Which I find the idea that they had a character in 6 that got infused with special powers interesting, because they immediately revisited that idea in Final Fantasy VII with all of the soldiers. We're all infused with Mako in order to make them more potent. I don't think it actually has anything to do with their abilities. I'm not 100% on how that worked. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and I could not tell you exactly why Mako was used that way. Is there a chocobo farm here somewhere? Ooh, is this going to do anything to help me? Yeah, kind of. I was worried that was one of those scrolls, kind of like what Shadow uses when he's trying to escape, but nope, that was not the case. Alright, well, I have no idea where the chocobo farm would be if it wasn't in that forest. Maybe there isn't one. Just hit him, hit him, hit him. There we go. We'll just walk it out. I don't think we're going that much further. We're fighting chippy rabbits. I imagine they're a lot less chippy right now. Alright, so Sabin just learned Raise, which was the last one for Bismarck that he needed. Let's go ahead and switch to another one that learns super fast. I think Siren? Oh yeah. Let's do Siren, that's real fast. I don't know, you're already done. And I think everyone else is good for now. She's learning some of the higher level stuff, Rasp and Osmos. Unicorn. That one's probably going to be a slow burn because he's learning Protect and Shell, which only go at 1 times for each one of the spells. Or each one of the AP, rather. Modwing, he'll learn that pretty quickly because that's 3 times for each of them. I think I go this way? I do not go that way. I can't cross. That's not a piece of land I can cross. So you don't have the option to go back into the Imperial camp at this point. Which is fine, because they finished their siege on Doma. Doma's done. Oh, Phantom Force is over there. Over. Down. Again, just out here in the open forest area is probably the best place to farm for AP if you're trying to level up a character's magic real fast, because 1 character to fight. Done. And 3 AP. It's hard to beat the speed and the return of investment coming here and just fighting these guys. You're not going to level up crazy fast in the standard sense because they only give you 12 XP. You're going to learn your spells real fast. Get a little bit of free health. I think you just go the same path that you followed to get to the train, and that takes you to the other side of the forest. There we go. There were a couple other things that I was hoping we'd be able to do before the end of this episode, and we may end up doing... I think I gotta go this way. There it is. Made it. We'll end up doing those probably to start the next episode. What they were was going back to Jador, to the auction house. We'll go ahead and head over there right now, because there was at least one, I think actually two, espers that you could buy from the auction house. You actually have to win a bid, but I think the most you have to pay for either of them is 20,000 for one of the espers and then 10,000 for the other. All right, so there's Zozo. Here's Jador. But we will explore that in the next episode. All right, so this was a little bit light in the sense of progress this particular episode, but the main thing is we got Mog as a party member going forward. And we also taught him all of the dances that he could learn up to this point in the game. The only one left to learn is the one in the snow-based areas, which we'll have to get into the World of Ruin in order to do. And we bought a couple of pieces of equipment for the characters in the party and leveled them up for magic a little bit. In the next episode, what we're going to try to do is, before we move to the next major step in the storyline, which is getting to the sealed gate, or trying to find a way to the sealed gate is, we're going to try to win at least one, if not both, of the espers that you can buy at auction in Jador. There is another esper, or a magicite, I guess I should say, a magicite piece that we can go get in the city of Tizen, over on the main continent of the Empire. Yes, we can actually go back to that continent. We cannot enter Vector, however. And then there's a couple of areas that had some unique enemies that we could fight just to give Gao the opportunity to learn them as rages. And we might, if I have a little bit of time, just go back to the Veldt and learn a couple of new rages for Gao, and then I may just get as many of them as possible off camera. I guess it depends on how much time it's going to take to do all of that. Anyway, that's going to go ahead and do it for episode 2 of my Final Fantasy VI series, extended look, whatever we're going to end up calling it finally. As always, I do appreciate each of you watching, and I will see you next time.